I have a fascination for Revolutionary War patriot John Lawrence. And it's not just because he was against slavery or that he was a particularly brave soldier. He was those things. But like all of us, he had his strengths and weaknesses. And he could be particularly reckless sometimes, and he would take unnecessary risks. And that's what led to his death in August 1782 on Tar Bluff on the Combahee River in South Carolina. You see, John was trying to intercept some British who were stealing food from local plantations. And he had a small group of infantry and a howitzer, which is kind of like a cannon, but with a smaller barrel. And at some point, John heard that they were outnumbered by the British, but that there were Patriot reinforcements already on the way. But John chose to attack before the reinforcements arrived. Now, I like to imagine myself in scenes from American history. And so I wonder, what would it be like to be a 15-year-old boy following John Lawrence into this battle? And at 15, I might be naturally idealistic, but I might also be starting to think for myself. So the date is August 27th, 1782. And I'm no longer Sarah. I'm Sam. And I'm a steady marching. We've been walking since 3 a.m. and I can just start to see the sun coming up over the Spanish moss over there. And it's hotter than 80s in South Carolina. But I don't care because I'm fighting for my country. Then I overhear some soldiers talking about how we're outnumbered by the British and that Colonel Lawrence is leading us into a death trap. And I need to get away from here and think. So I slip behind a tree and another and another. And I see two other fellows are doing the same thing. And now, don't judge me too harshly. I'm willing to die for my country. But we're winning the war. Now we're just trying to keep the British from stealing food. I don't want to die for nothing. But I know what I'll do. I'll just watch and wait and see if I'm needed to tend to the wounded. Before you know it, I see some redcoats firing from some heavy brush over there, and they shoot Colonel Lawrence right off his horse, and they shoot some infantry too, and now they're hauling off our howitzer. And that's just before the Patriot cavalry arrive. And now all I can hear are the screams of the wounded. But I see that there are some soldiers, other soldiers, tending to their wounds. And I hear someone say that there are 2 dead and 19 wounded and 3 missing. And then I hear Colonel Gist saying that they're all going to a nearby plantation and that Colonel Lawrence will be buried there with full military honors. I can hardly believe that Colonel Lawrence is dead. And I live to tell the tale.